Here is another Marvel beloved character that I tried to remake in Baldur's Gate 3. Hello guys, Genuine here of Genuine Gaming, and here is my Piotr Rasputin, famously known as Colossus of the X-Men build for Baldur's Gate 3. This is not an overpowered build, but a thematic one. You can play this build on Honor mode. This is not a build request, but an idea given to me by Andrew Barber at Barber87. And I would like to thank you for throwing out this one to me as I was having fun with this build. If you find this video helpful, do not forget to like, and for more Baldur's Gate 3 videos, subscribe to the channel. Overview. Despite his imposing stature and incredible strength, Colossus is a gentle giant at heart. He's kind, compassionate, and deeply loyal to his friends and family. He often struggles with the duality of his nature, wanting to use his power for good. He has been a mainstay of the X-Men for decades, serving as a core member and often acting as a team's muscle. As he will be using bare hands, I build him mainly as a monk. However, he is not a dexterity-based monk, but a strength-based monk. And since he is resistant to damage because of his metallic skin, the way I replicate this is by giving him a barbarian class. There are two ways to go about it, which I will talk about in the build section of the video. Gear and equipment. Since you will be going for an unarmored build, the following is needed to increase Colossus AC. Bone Spike Boots. These boots give Colossus a +1 to AC and saving throw as long as he is not wearing armor or holding a shield. It also increases his jumping distance by 1.5 meters. He gains the Brutal Leap ability to possibly knock it prone. This is found in Rivington in one of the wooden chests in a secluded passageway, which is used for smuggling goods by the Stone Lord and his men. Ring of Protection. This ring gives +1 AC and saving throw to the wearer. This is rewarded by Maul after completing the quest, Steal the Sacred Idol. Cloak of Protection. Like the Ring of Protection, it also gives +1 AC and saving throw to the wearer. You can buy this cloak from the Quartermaster at the Last Light Inn. Let him wear the Bone Spike garb. When Colossus wears this garb, he gains 15 temporary HP whenever he rages. It also reduces all incoming damage by 2 and deals his attacker a piercing damage equal to Colossus' Constitution modifier. You can buy this garb at Rivington General in Rivington. For his headgear, I suggest letting him use a Scabby Pugilist Circlet. This circlet gives Colossus a +2 damage to his unarmed and weapon attacks when he is surrounded by 1 or 2 enemies. As for his gloves, there are a lot of different gloves that increase his unarmed attacks. The Sparkle Hands glove is a good one, which you can get in Act 1. This gives Colossus 2 lightning charges when his unarmed attack hits. Build. In the character creation, we pick up Human as a race. He gets 9 meters of his movement speed. He also gains proficiency with pikes, spears, halberds, glaives, light armor, and shields because of his civil militia feature. As a human, he also gains human versatility. He gains an additional proficiency in a skill of his choosing. His carrying capacity is increased by a quarter. For the first level, choose the Barbarian class. By going first to the Barbarian class, we can increase Colossus' Constitution to increase his AC through the Barbarian's unarmored defense. This way, we can give Colossus more survivability through his high HP. He might be late in his level progression to get the extra attack, but his Flurry of Blows ability can make up for it as of the moment. For his background, choose Folk Hero. For his abilities, make your Strength 17, Constitution 16, Dexterity 14, and Wisdom 10. For his skills, take Athletics, and the rest is up to you. As a level 1 Barbarian, he gets Rage. While raging, he gains resistance against physical damage, deals extra melee and thrown damage, and an advantage on strength checks and saving throws. This lasts for 10 turns. For a level 1 Barbarian, Colossus has 2 charges of Rage. At character level 2, Colossus takes up his first monk class. He gains martial arts abilities, dexterous attacks, deft strikes, and bonus on arm strike. He gets monks and armor defense, but this does not stack with barbarians and armor defense. He also gets Flurry of Blows. He expends a key point and a bonus action to punch twice in quick succession. This is equivalent to 2 normal and arm attacks. He has 2 key points. At character level 3 and continuing as a monk level 2, Colossus gains an armored movement. His movement speed is increased by 3 meters while not wearing an armor or a shield. He gains patient defense. When activated with a bonus action and a key point, attacks rolled against Colossus have disadvantage, and he has advantage on dexterity saving throw. He also gains Step of the Wind. He can use a bonus action and a key point to dash or disengage. If this is activated, jump no longer requires a bonus action. He has 3 key points. At character level 4, Colossus is now able to select a subclass. For his subclass, choose the Way of the Open Hand. His flurry of blows can now topple, stagger, and push enemies. He can also deflect missiles. He can use his reaction to reduce the damage from a ranged weapon attack by 1d10 plus dexterity modifier plus monk level. If the damage is reduced to 0, he can use a key point to return the missile to the sender. He now has 4 key points. At character level 5, he gains a feat as he is already a level 4 monk. For his feat, choose Tavern Brawler and increase his strength to 18. This gives Colossus a passive feature that every time he makes an unarmed attack, uses an improvised weapon, or throws something, he adds his strength modifier twice to his damage and attack rolls. He also gains Slow Fall. Slow Fall allows Colossus to use his reaction to gain resistance to falling damage when he falls. He has 5 key points. At character level 6, Colossus now has the extra attack as a level 5 monk. He also gains Stunning Strike. You spend a key point to stun your enemy. He has now 6 key points. At character level 7, Colossus now has a key Empowered Strikes. His unarmed strikes count as magical for the purpose of overcoming enemies' resistances and immunity to non-magical damage. His movement speed has now increased by 4.5 meters. As a monk of the Way of the Open Hand, he gains Manifestation of Mind, Body, and Soul. He can add 1d4 plus Wisdom modifier of Necrotic, Psychic, or Radiant damage. He also gains Wholeness of Body. Colossus regains half of his key points and enters a temporary state of wholeness where he regains 1 key point per turn and has an extra bonus action. This ability also restores 3 times his monk level of HP. He has 7 key points. At character level 8, Colossus gains Evasion and Stillness of Mind. Evasion allows him to take no damage if he succeeds a dexterity saving throw against a spell. If he fails, he only takes half of the damage. Stillness of Mind allows him to automatically remove charmed and frightened conditions. He has now 8 key points. At character level 9, he can choose another feat as a level 8 monk. He increases his strength to 20. He has 9 key points. At character level 10, he jumps back to the Barbarian class. As a level 2 Barbarian, he gains Reckless Attack and Danger Sense. Reckless Attack gives Colossus an advantage to all his attack rolls, but his enemies also have an advantage on their attack rolls against him. Danger Sense gives him an advantage on dexterity saves against traps, spells, and surfaces while not blinded or incapacitated. At character level 11, he gets to choose a subclass. For his subclass, he can choose either Berserker or WILDHEART. If you go the Berserker subclass, Colossus can throw those fastballs with Enraged Throw. Enraged Throw is a fun ability of the Berserker. This ability always applies prone to the target when it hits them. The other route makes you an insane tank, as you would go for the WILDHEART with Bear Heart as his Bestial Heart. This makes him resistant to all damage types except for psychic damage. He also gains the Speak with Animal spell. This is what I chose in my run, as I feel the Berserker is pretty much an OP build and I am not really an OP can of person, so I made him choose the WILDHEART route. At character level 12, Colossus gains another feat as a level 4 Barbarian. He increases his constitution to 18. Gameplay. My Colossus build is a powerful one. He is a meaty tank if you go for the WILDHEART with Bear Heart as his Bestial Heart. And if you go for the Berserker subclass, you can throw anything around and knock your enemies down with his Enraged Throw. He is also a good crowd controller and striker in your party, as he mostly uses his key points to topple down enemies with flurry of blows or stun enemies with stunning strikes. He might not be your primary crowd controller, but this skill is pretty useful in a crowded battle. As a striker, he can deal an insane amount of damage as his strength modifier is added twice because of the Tavern Brawler feat. At 20 strength, that would be 100% certain he can deal more than 10 points of damage. Now, if you multiply this number by the number of attacks he has, that would be 40. Attack, extra attack, and flurry of blows, which is equivalent of 2 attacks. If you give him the potion of everlasting vigor, that would be a sure 12 points of damage multiplied by 4, 48 points of total damage, assuming that every attack hits. Keep in mind that we are only counting the strength modifier and not the damage itself. So that's my Colossus build. If you want to play as Karlach or another barbarian, check out my Champion of Avernus build. See you there! Ciao!